What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today is the weekly anime review of Akagami, or Snow White with the Red Hair. Episode 3 review. I'm glad this series continuously is impressing by the episode, because this episode, once again, another great step up the staircase of great quality series, because Shirayuki, our main female character, her determination is something to be admired. She's a very strong and independent woman. I think that is the best way to describe her after watching this episode. The way she stood up for herself, by herself, and then overcame that trial that was put before her like she did, it's to be admired. And it definitely has good qualities for a main character, especially for someone like Shirayuki. It's going to definitely be a hard decision this year when I figure out, what is the best female character, the best female main character of this year of anime. It's going to be definitely hard when I have to select that for my 12 days of anime, because Shirayuki is a really good character. Really, really good character, because she reminds me a lot of Yona. I've said this, I think, once before. She reminds me a lot of Yona, the way she acts. She's just so dependent. She's so awe-inspiring, the way she acts, and the way she can actually shut people up that, deny her, think she's not really nothing. I'm glad she is strong and able to hold her own, especially after seeing what she did. She's taking her own path, doing her own things to accomplish her own goals without using someone else's help or, social status to help her out through the ladder. I like how she's taking her own path to get stronger, to move up and become better before she can become useful. Because there was one theme in this episode that was really the main theme that you really need to pay attention to. You had to wear the retainers of the prince. They were all, or some retainers most likely, not probably just this one individual dude in this episode, but I'm willing to bet there's probably more than him, probably thinking bad about the prince and, Shirayuki. They were saying, she has no social status, she's here and she's not a noble, and she has nothing really to say for herself. So why is she here? She doesn't deserve to be here. And then he came up with an argument saying, well, obviously she's using you. She's going to try to eventually ask you to give her a noble title, to move up the social ladder, and different things like that. And he made a good point. The dude made a very solid argument. He did. That's, the medieval times. You got to remember that. That's what a lot of people did. And so he made a solid argument. I don't like the way he went about it, trying to, kill, Shirayuki. Well, with the way the arrow went, it could have easily killed her. It made a lot of sense why he would act like that, just to protect the prince. But the main thing you want to look at is Shirayuki proved them wrong. She can hold her own. She's not going to ask for outside help. She will accomplish her own goals by herself without asking others, and she will also stand up for her beliefs and go try to become a good herbalist to be able to accomplish what she wants to do, especially after what we see her conclusion at the end of this week's episode. So, Snow White with the red hair. I'm honestly impressed. I'm impressed the series is going in this direction. I shouldn't really be impressed because, well, I should be, but I shouldn't be shocked, so to say, because it's a good quality series, and the animation is very good, and the way the characters are written are very likable characters. I don't think that there's really any characters I've seen so far that I dislike from this series. The main male character's pretty likable, the main female character's pretty likable, the side support characters are very likable. I don't think there's really any character at the moment I actually despise. So, episode overall, a very solid episode that progressed the plot and progressed character development. This was a character-driven episode, just for character development and characterization. That's exactly what this episode was for, just getting out the drama debate and issue with the other nobles looking down at Shirayuki. That's kind of what this episode was for. So a very solid episode to progress that entire factor. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. How do you all feel about this week's episode of Akagami? Did you enjoy this episode? Was this your favorite episode? Are you going to continue watching this series, actually? That's something I need to ask. Since this is episode 3, it comes down to now, are you going to drop this series? Or are you going to continue watching it? Because usually when it comes to 3 episodes, that's the, the otaku golden rule. You either choose if you're going to continue watching or you're going to drop. So, I'm curious. Are you going to continue watching this series, Chibis, or are you going to drop it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to see your thoughts. You'll have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.